Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care.
I have 1,001 more problems than an able-bodied person would have. Luckily, I've got the attitude to deal with it and deal with problems as they come.
Sometimes it seems the going is just too wrong, and things go wrong no matter what I do. Now and then it seems like life is just too much, but you got the love I need to see me through. When food is gone, you are my daily need. Oh.
Get out of the way because there's a car going to run me over. Ah!
Stuff happens, and then you get to decide what's next. Now you can decide not to do anything and to lay there, and then maybe somebody will come along and pick you up, or they'll come by and look at you and walk off. Or you can say, what's next?
He knows what he wants. He is a strong person, and he's not going to let anything hold him back. He's going to do what he wants to do. So that does take a lot of pressure off me. And he helps me with that. You know, I kind of follow the leader a lot of the time.
He's had tendon releases, he nearly died, you know. We were really naive in the beginning with this condition. You know, yes, he had problems with his arms, yes, he had problems with his legs, and yes, he was sat there waiting for splints or whatever he had to go through, or operations or whatever he had to go through. But boy, you know, there was love, absolute love shining out of this boy. And it was like an angel sent from heaven for us. And Brenda and I that was the start of a wonderful, wonderful journey, you know.
It took a while for them to diagnose. And then they did, I mean, they had 6 doctors, and they kept saying different things. And then they said he wouldn't make it.
Doesn't mean I'm lost.
He was awesome, awesome. I loved talking to him. The smile on his face made me smile, and saying that, you know, he's enjoying life and that everything is great, and that's all I want for my grandson. Right now I'm going to go home and call my son and tell him about this great experience. It's his birthday today, and this will be a nice present because he, you know, we didn't really know what to expect in the future, and this gives me a lot of good hope.
My name is Asta Philpot. I was born in Miami, 1982, with what you might call a debilitating condition. For me, I feel gifted, I feel fortunate to be here, and I enjoy every day as if it was my last. The most important people to me in my life are my mum and dad, my family, because you won't get anyone better than your family in your life, and my friends. I've got some incredible friends. And most of all, I love other human beings.
The Asta Philpot Foundation was created and developed to bring awareness and life to the needs of disabled people around the globe. Asta himself, now a professional motivational speaker, has already been deeply involved with empowering young disabled people in believing that they have the power within to explore their own potential.
There's only you in this life, and there's only you who controls the roller coaster of this life. This is your roller coaster. Drive your own roller coaster, because I tell you what, it's incredible. I think the foundation really wants to help people find love in their lives. I know I grew up without ever having a girlfriend. I came to realise that love was more than that. So the foundation really wants to help people love themselves. And then once they've got over that, because I think that's a big one, I think you really need to get that first. And once you've done that, we want to help people introduce people to each other. We want to create services where people are introduced to each other, not just people with disabilities, but people that are able-bodied with disabilities meet each other. You know, it's got to be mixed. So I think that's one of the key elements of the foundation that we want to help with.
People like Lee Carnell, who took part in the BBC documentary For One Night Only, a film which opened people's eyes to the emotions behind the disability.
Well, I'm being visually impaired since birth, born with congenital cataracts. It was caught 6 months after I was born, and it was too late to do anything. They just took the cataracts off, but it's left the eyes damaged. I think Asta's an inspiration because he's helped a lot of people, and he's really made things, you know, happen, like this documentary. After that particular film and going out to Spain and having the experience, I've now found a partner myself who I'm happy with, which I've been with for over 6 months now, and she's been understanding about everything I've told her, believe it or not. And I'll admit, when we got together, I thought, what would she think when I told her all about the past and stuff like that? And, you know, I wanted to give her my positive outlook, not just negative things that happened, but I explained to her why I did what I did, and she was very understanding about it.
But the foundation also aims to stretch beyond the boundaries that are often placed not by the disability, but by the families and carers that find it difficult to discuss the issues which face a growing population.
The foundation covers a wide variety. It doesn't just cover people with disabilities, it covers a whole spectrum. It covers also people who care for people with disabilities, but it also looks at society in general. Why do we judge each other all the time? Why do we put labels on people? I think the fundamental thing for me is, if we actually focused on being here and enjoying and stopped labeling people, then I think it'd be a lot better world to live in.
One of the key missions of the foundation is to work with those who are coming to terms with disability. More specifically, due to the recent conflicts, society finds itself in an unprecedented situation, with more wartime survivors of amputation returning from service than at any other point in recorded history. Audrey Philpot heads up the Foundation's mission in America.
Well, I think that really broadening the scope of Asta's work into the area of people who have been coming back from the war in Iraq and the conflict in Afghanistan, who went there able-bodied and have come back disabled. And there are so many different levels of disability, from the invisible scars of war to the more obvious scars, loss of limbs, and so on and so forth. That is a really wonderful arena for Asta to do his work in, because I think he can help so many of these people to begin to value themselves again, even though they are differently abled than they were when they went to the war.
Asta's recent visits to America provided him with further support from people who work to inspire and motivate others. W. Mitchell, himself the victim of 2 horrific accidents in his youth, is just one fellow speaker who intends on helping Asta with his journey.
I travel about 125,000 miles a year, and while most of the work's in North America, I usually wind up in Africa at least once a year, usually South Africa.
Despite suffering 65% burns from a motorcycle collision and a crushed vertebrae in a plane crash 4 years later, Mitchell's ethos resonates to a vast audience. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. But Asta's mission doesn't focus simply upon the extremes. It's about empowering those who lack the motivation or the self-esteem to change their lives for themselves. It is about promoting education, awareness, and self-belief.
The Asta Philpot Foundation is new and inspiring simply because of the fact there isn't a foundation out there at the moment that encourages people with disabilities to enjoy their lives and make the most out of their lives. You know, we were put on this earth. It's an incredible gift. We don't get another chance at it. Whatever your physical form, be here and enjoy your life, because it is incredible, and that's what the foundation wants to help with. really, and I want to help people that can't see past their debilitating form.
The Asta Philpot Foundation, above all, is about belief in the power of life, empowering people's potential and helping people live their lives to the full.
When I eventually leave my body on this earth, I hope that the foundation will have left something. I hope it'll carry on helping people. I hope it'll carry on helping people to be happy in their lives. I hope it'll carry on inspiring people with disabilities to make the most of their lives, because that's what we're here for. And if I can leave this earth knowing that, then for me, it's mission accomplished.